It's Cobra Quickie time. It's Cobra Quickie time. It's Cobra Quickie time. 'Cause I forgot the rhyme. Anyway, as you can see, I have taken the forward cockpit liner and the fender liners for the front fender liners, to the paint shop to get them raptor lined. I like that sound, much better than rhino lined. Anyway, they're getting done right now. I dropped them off first thing this morning. Now, I also got, yes, I got some stuff here. Okay, this is a glove box. Now, I'm going to figure out how to put this in the dashboard of the Cobra. And looking at it right now, I might actually go out and try to find a leather or vinyl or naga hide cover for the dash. Yes, for the dash. By the way, excuse the mess. All of this stuff was on the inside of the car on the front cockpit liner while I was working. Now that don't have it, I don't have a place to put it, so it's up on the table. But I got that. Also got a couple other exciting pieces here. These are defrost, or not defrost, these are brake duct vents. These actually go I'm happy today. And why shouldn't I be happy? Because I got a lot of neat stuff, right? They go right there. Now, I'm going to use these particular ducts on to deduct fresh air from the front, not to the brakes, but instead to the footwell, so that the owner of this car will have nice fresh air coming in over his feet when he wants it. That includes putting in some type of flapper valve, a 3-inch flapper valve, because the ducts are 3-inch, in between the front and the rear, so that I can actually use them like that. But what is this, you might ask? Oh yes, these pieces. Oh, now these are actually plywood. These were made by a friend of mine specifically for me. Only cost me like 2 dozen eggs, or maybe it was 36 eggs. I don't remember, but this is his scrap, and he gave me this, and these are going to go on the convertible top molds. I got to cut away the original junk that was on there because it had rotted, and I'm going to start putting these back on. Now, what does that mean? What is the plan for the day? Well, the plans for the day are, I got a funeral to go to. 2 o'clock, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to work on the emergency brake right there. We're going to try to get that one into place. I'm going to I gotta finish welding this piece in. It's just tacked. It ain't going nowhere, but it's just tacked. And I'm going to put this on like so with a couple of screws, and then I'm going to make a piece that goes between this one and this one with a slot that's that wide, slips down on, has a hole in the middle that this attaches to. These will be attached to there. This will be fully welded. Okay, even though my welder is still doing just wire feed. And then once that is done, the emergency brakes are done. And then I am going to start working on the regular brakes. I'm going to run the brake lines to the front, or to the location over here. They're going to come up right around here so that I can put the attach them to the brake master cylinder when the forward cockpit liner comes back from being done at the paint shop. Anyway, that's what I got to do today. And I'm going to have some fun with this. Now, because this is ABS, this is actually this would be very easy for me to replicate in fiberglass. Essentially, all I have to do, if I were to, is wax this, coat it with gel coat, and then make a splash of it with a lightweight fiberglass piece and just pop it off. Wax, PVA, gel coat, fiberglass, pop it off, and then I have that. Now the front would be a little bit more difficult. Now, I want you to see this. I've used ABS plastic like this before. We used to use it, believe it or not, in the wheel wells of the Tiffany and the Destiny. This was the inner fender liners for the wheel wells on the Destiny and the Tiffany, and we had 4x8 sheets that we used to cut down to size and shape, and we would hot mold them into the liner, or into the inside of the wheel wells of the Destiny and the Tiffany. Those were our factory cars. Those were made from Mercury Cougars. Okay, and that's the first job I did at Classic Motor Carriages, was working on the assembly line. I did not put these pieces in, but at one time I had to remove them and reinstall them when I was doing the steering linkage retrofit, where I was taking the cable steerings out. So I know this plastic very well. It's very easy to mold, and as a matter of fact, these were probably what they call blow molded. Okay, where they put it in a thing, they heated it up, they blew it into shape. And you can see that it stretches quite a ways. And it's very easy to, well, it's easy to make if you have all the right stuff. Let me put it that way. Here's a hardware set. It tells me all the stuff I need to do. And there's some pins and screws for locking it together. It won't be that hard for me to put these in. Okay? The hard part's going to be figuring out where to put this. Okay, so we're not going to put that into place until I got the dashboard into place, and we're not putting the dashboard into place until I got the car in place. So this is going to go into the trailer right there for right now. Now, what else do I have to do today? By the way, those parts came from Finish Line. I'm very, well, I want to say I'm impressed with this piece, and it's very, very nicely made. It's not perfect, okay, but it'll do. I can paint this. I have somewhere in this batch of stuff, I have a vinyl paint that I set aside for painting the steering column, and it's supposed to be the same color as the interior. I believe this car has a tan interior, and that's what as well as a tan top, and that's probably what I'll use to paint this if I pad the dashboard. That's going to be up to the owner, and I'm going to talk to as soon as I let him know these parts came in. So what else? That's about it. I got a bunch of different things to do today, And, oh, one other thing. Let's go show you this, because you guys haven't seen this. But, and I haven't really talked about it, because I'm not sure whether or not to do it. I do have this for another job. It's a 4x8 sheet of expanded metal. This is not die punch. This is actually expanded. They literally take a sheet. It was much smaller than this. They slice it with a special tool, and then they stretch it. Okay? And once they stretch it, it comes out looking like this. Now, this particular piece, or at least the upper half of it, which is right to here, this upper piece is going on that. That's my tractor. I need a windshield, or at least some sort of protection for me when I clear through the woods, and this is to keep from getting vines and stuff like that, which means I'm going to have a piece roughly this long, or from here, well, anyway, from here to there, we're going to have a big piece. Now, I wonder what I could do with a piece like that. Let me think a while. What could I do with a piece like that? Well, I don't know. What could I do with a piece like that? Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to cross view you. But what could I do with a piece like that? Yeah, I think I could do something with a piece like that. You know? Maybe even a pan here underneath to keep the radiator from getting rocks. I can do a lot of stuff with that. First, I have to make the piece for the thing. Now, that's it. That's all. And this is Mike. Over and out.